Hey guys, so I just got back from The Woman King. I know it's a week late for me to do this review. I, my work schedule, like I said last week, I was very busy. And then I was planning to go see it Wednesday, but I decided to take a day off. I, after like 2 days of seeing three movies, I was like, I'm not going to take a day off. It's just like, man, I needed it. Just enjoy my day off, stay at home. I had other stuff I had to do. Wasn't like I didn't want to see it. I've heard really good things and it looked good, but I was just didn't have I just didn't feel like going that day. So yeah, here I'm finally catching up on The Woman King, and it's a movie that I'm kind of glad it's finally out because like another movie I'm gonna be seeing later tomorrow, I got this trailer for this movie so many fucking times. I swear I got the trailer for this movie like maybe for last year. I swear to God, it's been that long. uh, it's been a long fucking like a few months where almost every movie I saw had this trailer in front of it. It was the same trailer, the song, that fucking stupid annoying song that I've forever have stuck in my head where. Na 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 na. I understand a word they're saying, but this is some rap song that, of course, accompanies this movie about African tribes or African women soldiers because that fits. I mean, it does fit technically, but whatever. Um, I was looking forward to it. I'd heard really good things. Hell, it's like 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, holy shit! It's like I was definitely stunned it got that high of reviews, but yeah, it's a really good movie. It's a really fucking good movie. Um, I really highly recommend it. Viola Davis, Jesus, like they're just trying to get her an Oscar, aren't they? It's one of those movies. It's like, yeah, they're trying to get her an Oscar, aren't they? This is like a movie. It's like, oh yeah, this is definitely Oscar's alley. Like, good God, like I think it checks off every check box as far as like what gets nominated for an Oscar. When somebody, unfortunately, like people like Mia Goth will. I mean, I'm not saying this is a bad performer, like that she doesn't deserve an Oscar nomination, but like after seeing I love both her and Mia Goth's performance, like in Mia Goth's performance in Pearl, but Pearl was just so unbelievable. This was a great performance too, but I kind of want to go side with Mia Goth on her performance more than anything. Viola Davis can probably. This is not like a knock on her whatsoever because she's one of my favorite actresses, Viola Davis. I think she could do this role probably in her sleep. It'd still be awesome. Um, it's just true. I feel like uh, she is fucking one of those actors that I love to death. More and more I watch her as an actress, I appreciate the fuck out of her because she's one of those actors I love to death, like Clint Eastwood, where they say more with their facial expressions than their actual words. But it like when they're just she's just stone faced and silent. You just can tell so much from her from just looking at her face and her facial expressions or non-facial expressions. She's fucking great. I love Viola Davis. She's great in this fucking movie. Carries this movie. I mean, the movie's not badly acted whatsoever. I mean, no, not even close. But yeah, like her performance is great, and she has some pretty fucked up. Has a pretty fucked up backstory. Has a big character arc throughout this fucking movie. Like, she's not just this stone cold general who leader of this army of women that like doesn't have any emotions. She does have a backstory. It is a three dimensional character, and you have a story arc with her character. You see some of the horrible shit she's been through in her life. Um, like by the end of this movie, there's a couple scenes where she's just being a fucking straight up badass. I was like, you know what I want to see now is Viola Davis be an action hero. That would be fucking awesome. Like, this is about the closest I think we've gotten, but I want to see more of it. It's like she can pull it off. Like she looks like somebody who could fuck you up. Like has a face that looks like she'd be ready to fuck you up. I love her to death. I like this movie. The main girl. One of the big complaints with this movie, I almost would say a complaint for this movie, but kinda is that like this movie is a little cliched and it does a lot of cliches that I've seen done a million times before, but because it's well, the acting is so well done, I forgave it. Like this movie introduces us to this world through the eyes of this 19-year-old girl who joins the army of this female tribe or this army of females because her dad wants her to have an arranged marriage, but she doesn't want to do it. And the guy's an asshole too. He pretty much smacks her around when he's trying to woo her. I'm like, what the fuck? And because of that, her dad sends her off to be a member of this army, and the rest is history. And you get to see her interactions with all these different people, like these people that kind of take her under their wing, while she's also kind of a loose cannon, and she doesn't exactly follow the rules, and like it's their stereotypical kind of character you see in these kinds of movies. She was good though, and like this supporting cast, the one girl with the long fingernails, like she poked the guy's eyes out. This movie's PG-13. Man, this could have used that rated R, definitely an R. It didn't hurt it, but it felt like it wanted to be an R. There was plenty of scenes like the girl gouging a guy's eyes out at the beginning of the fucking movie that, like, you could tell this movie wanted to be an R. I wouldn't be surprised this movie was originally an R, but they had to bump it down probably. They still get away with some pretty violent shit in this movie. There's decapitations and shit in this movie. And like I said, you see this character, that girl character, go for a lot of the same cliches that you see in every kind of like character in a movie like this goes through, and it's nothing new, and it's not really reinventing the wheel. Other than like there's a twist about her character and who she is, which is interesting. That was a different route. I did not see that coming. Yeah, I like I said, I liked that. I like that was like I didn't mind that the cliches as much because, like I said, it was well acted, well done, and I got invested in the characters enough that I didn't care. The action sequences are really good in this movie. Like I've heard a lot of people praise it, and it definitely deserves it, man. Like fucking action sequences are really good, pretty brutal. For even a PG-13, they're pretty brutal. I really dug them. I thought there were some pretty goddamn great action set pieces throughout this fucking movie. Also, fucking, there's there's a character, a European character that pops up, a guy that pops up throughout the movie. And I was like, is that the guy from After Ever Happy? And then the credits played, and I'm like, yeah, that was. I'm like, huh. He was better in this movie, I'll say. He's like the slave trader guy who's better in this movie than he was in After Ever Happy. So I was right. This guy is capable of being a decent actor if you give him good material. So yeah, it's not his fault. That's what I figured. Although this is only the second movie I've seen him in, other than the Harry Potter movies, Harry Potter and Half Blood Prince, but that don't fucking count. He was like a kid back then. Yeah, he was a lot better in this. I was like, yeah, he was. I thought he was pretty good in this one. Who was the other guy that played the love interest? Fuck, he looked familiar. I'm looking this up. Look them up. Doesn't say what the fuck. I get a fucking answer. I don't. Wait. Oh, Jordan Bolger? I don't know who the fuck that is then. I don't know who the fuck that is. I thought it looked familiar, but apparently not. Okay. Yeah, but, I'm looking something up real quick. So yeah, I was I did like I said, I liked the acting in this movie. And I liked the action set pieces. Sorry, I fucking went on. Had to check my phone. I was looking to see something here, but another thing I did not. I could see why this movie there is apparently a controversy with this movie. I did not know that until like going in or like right before I watched the movie that I did not notice there was a controversy with this movie, but there is. My first thought was, oh, is it a lot of bunch of male babies, like grown ass men who are being babies because it's a female empowerment movie? Is that why there's a boycott and the controversy about this movie? No, surprisingly not. I was really surprised by that. I was like, that was my first instinct was that. No, it's a little bit more deeper than that. Because this movie deals a lot with the slave trade, and what's the best way to put it? From what I'm reading, most I've read so far, this movie kind of really glosses over the part of Africa, the nation, the, the part of Africa this movie takes place in that was a real place is part in the slave trade. It kind of like lessens it a little bit, even though this place had a real big part of it. Even though, like, from what I was told, like, there's a part where they're trying to makes it look like the movie makes it look like this place basically got rid of slave trading altogether, but apparently that is not true whatsoever, and a lot of people are really pissed about that. If so, yeah, I can see why. But to make an argument, I can't believe this is a really treacherous. This is a really hard thing to do to make an argument about this, but Hollywood. This is not the first. This is a movie based off true stories that Hollywood always embellishes to the nth degree. And some of my favorite based on true stories or historical movies are ones that are full of shit. Argo, great movie, full of shit. Braveheart, great movie, full of shit. it, and that's the two that come to my mind. Every so often, you get one that like really does do a good job of telling the story, but very rarely does that happen. Um, yeah, like I'll never forget the first time I watched Argo. I saw Argo and I loved the fucking movie, and then I got the Blu-ray of it. If you watch the Blu-ray of it, literally there's a documentary on the Blu-ray that actually tells the real story, what really happened, and basically you find out everything that happened in the movie was pretty much bullshit. It's like, wow, like what the hell was that? Like even the fact that like Ben Affleck was played a Mexican character, a guy who was a Mexican, okie dokie. And the Canadians basically have more help in that story. I'm getting off the tangent, but that was really fucking funny when you find that out. That movie was really bullshit. Um, yeah, I liked the movie a lot. Despite that controversy, I really liked the movie a lot. I wouldn't be surprised it's gonna probably get some Oscar nods for Viola Davis, especially. She was really good in the movie, and yeah, I liked the movie a lot. Thumbs up. Uh, Tomorrow I will be seeing Railway Children and Don't Worry, Darling. And until then, I'll talk to you guys later.